Imagine a ruler so fierce, his very name struck fear into the hearts of his enemies. Now, envision the same ruler transforming into a beacon of peace and benevolence. This is the captivating saga of Ashoka, the Great. Born into the illustrious Mauryan lineage in 304 BC, Ashoka was destined for power. His path to ascension, however, was not without strife. A bitter power struggle marked his early years, but by 268 BC, Ashoka had emerged victorious, claiming the throne and the hearts of his people. Yet his reputation was not one of a kind-hearted king. Instead, he was feared, known for his ruthlessness and his fierce might. His reign began in blood and fire, a stark contrast to the peace-loving king he would later become. From a feared monarch, Ashoka's life took an unexpected turn, leading him down a path of peace and righteousness. The Battle of Kalinga in 261 BC, a brutal war that claimed the lives of over 100,000 soldiers and civilians, served as a turning point in Ashoka's life. Picture this: a battlefield drenched in blood, the air filled with the cries of the wounded and dying, the ground littered with the bodies of men who had been alive just moments before. This was the grim reality of the Battle of Kalinga, a conflict of such magnitude that it shook the very core of Ashoka's being. In the aftermath of the carnage, Ashoka stood as the victor, but the victory was a hollow one. The cost, in terms of human life and suffering, was too high. The sight of the battlefield, once teeming with life, now a graveyard, filled him with a profound sense of remorse. It was a moment of stark realization. The power he wielded had the potential not just to create, but to destroy on an unimaginable scale. This realization served as the catalyst for a significant transformation. A transformation from a ruthless conqueror to a compassionate ruler. Ashoka, deeply affected by the horrors of war, turned to the teachings of Buddhism. He sought solace and guidance in its principles of peace, compassion, and non-violence. Haunted by the horrors of war, Ashoka renounced violence and embraced Buddhism, vowing to rule by Dharma, a code of virtue and morality. With a newfound faith, Ashoka embarked on a journey to become an enlightened ruler, transforming his kingdom and leaving a lasting legacy. Ashoka, once a ruthless conqueror, found solace and direction in the teachings of Buddhism, embracing its principles of non-violence, love, and respect for life. He made it his mission to spread these teachings not just within his kingdom, but across the vast expanse of Asia. His efforts bore fruit as Buddhism began to take root and flourish in regions far and wide. But Ashoka's enlightenment didn't stop at the propagation of Buddhism. It extended to his governance, his treatment of his subjects, and his vision for a prosperous kingdom. He undertook initiatives for the welfare of his people, setting a precedent for rulers to come. Hospitals were built to ensure the health of his subjects, roads were constructed to improve connectivity and trade, and education was promoted to enlighten the minds of the young. Justice, a cornerstone of a fair society, was of paramount importance to Ashoka. He made sure that it was accessible to all, irrespective of their social standing. His rule thus was marked by fairness and equality, a reflection of his enlightened self. Ashoka's reign marked a golden era of peace, prosperity, and harmony, a testament to his transformation from a ruthless conqueror to a benevolent ruler. His enlightened rule set a benchmark for rulers across the ages, making him a figure of reverence and awe. More than 2 millennia later, Ashoka's legacy continues to resonate, reminding us of the power of compassion and the promise of enlightenment. Ashoka's life was a journey of transformation, one that saw him rise from a cruel conqueror to a compassionate king. His reign was marked by a commitment to justice, welfare, and non-violence, setting a precedent for future rulers around the world. Ashoka's influence extends beyond his era, shaping modern India in profound ways. The Ashoka Chakra, a wheel of law that he popularized, now adorns the center of the Indian national flag, symbolizing the cycle of life and death and the path to righteousness. His principles of tolerance and respect for all faiths, his efforts to promote animal welfare, and his championing of social and economic reforms continue to inspire millions today. From a feared warrior to a revered saint, Ashoka's journey symbolizes the transformative power of empathy and compassion, making him not just a great ruler, but also a great human being.